What's going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy Neosynthesis, coming back at you with an updated Swordsoul list. I played in locals on Tuesday. I went 2-1. My only loss was to Alex on a pretty crazy deck. Hopefully I can get that for you guys. This weekend he's going to be playing in a regional, so I can't upload it before then because he doesn't want the list out there. Can't blame him, but I'm still on Swordsoul. The deck has changed pretty significantly since you guys have seen it last, obviously because the format's changed pretty significantly. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get on in it. We're still playing 3 IETV. I still think 3 is probably right. I've seen some people go down to 2 and have more Tenyis. Perhaps I'll experiment with that, but, you know, this card basically is like it just gets you into, like, you know, Moyi, which is your other... Most of the time it's going to get Moyi and Reveal Worm. To make a token, but sometimes you can get Taya, obviously. But this card's just, I mean, it's really, really, really good. Incredible Kusha. And then Triple Longyuan, obviously this is, like, you know, these are, like, the best Sword Souls to just draw with nothing else. And then, like, obviously your emergences are all these cards minus those 3. So, yeah, it's really good. And Emergence also is even better because it makes Taya, like... Emergence is basically the only card that if you draw, like, completely alone, and you have nothing in your graveyard, they will, like, get you into your synchro plays. Everything else, like, requires some other hand setup. But this card, basically, you use it to add Taya, it's in the graveyard, and then you can normal Taya and banish it. So, we love our Italian Swordsoul Emergence. And then 1 Blackout. So I've considered playing the Reborn spell. I'm not really sure. I don't want to go over 40. That's my my main goal. But you know, maybe I can cut something non-engine wise for it. Just you know, give me extra ability to OTK and recover. But we'll see. I currently am not on that. That's it for the Swordsoul lineup of the deck. Tenyis were pretty close to where we were on the Tenyi count last time, but we're actually up 1 Tenyi, so instead of 6, we're at 7. I probably would go to 8, and I might include circles as well, just to help me dodge, like, the, you know, impermanences and whatnot that the format is kind of littered with right now. Would be helpful, but I feel like the Tenyis are really, really good when you draw them. When I draw Tenyis, I feel like I have a lot better of a chance to win. Vishuddha specifically, I think I would go up on because it's just really, really good this format. It wasn't particularly great last format because of the Bystials, but these guys are, like, almost never getting Bystialed now. And, yeah, they put in hella work. Nobody's citing in Bystials versus you either, which is quite nice. That's it for the Tenyis. On to the hand traps. We play 3 Impermanence, 3 Nibiru, so this is like the main change, and then 3 Ash. So obviously we're still on the 3 Ash and the 3 Impermanence, just because these cards... Well, basically Impermanence I think is the best hand trap right now. It's like the most versatile, it hits the most stuff. You can't called by it. You can activate it under Macrocosmos, unlike, like, Effect Failure, for instance, which I think has to be sent to the graveyard. Wait, right? Yeah, you can activate multiple copies per turn. It's just, I think it's just the best hand trap of the format. 3 Impermanence pretty much should be in just about every deck right now. Ash is really good because Branded is back, and yeah, Ash Branded Fusion. And then obviously it's pretty good versus Cash too, like being able to Ash Kestira Theosis or Ash the Shangira effect on your turn. And then Nibiru obviously is really, really good this format. Yeah, people aren't really putting up Omni Negates, so a lot of the time, you know, a lot of people aren't even putting up Monster Negates, so a lot of the time people just, they will just get rocked, you know? So I think these cards, these 9 cards are in, like, or should be in, like, a lot of the decks, so. Except for the hand traps. Now for, like, non-engine stuff, it's cash format, so we have to play the 3 Book of Eclipse, just because, yeah, you don't want to get zone locked. It's really good for breaking boards. This card, honestly, is just, like, okay in every matchup. Because, I mean, Book of Eclipse, I mean, it's a pretty good, it's just a good disruptor. Like, you can use it versus sprites to, like, prevent them from continuing their turn. You use it versus, I mean, a Swordsoul deck is obviously going to be devastated. It's a decent card to set on turn 1, and then on the draw, it's pretty good too. Obviously being able to set everything down, and then you can deal with their board how you see fit. But I don't think it's bad turn 1 either. You know, give them 1 draw. In this day and age, 1 draw is really not usually going to make the difference. I mean, it can against certain decks, but I think that Book of Eclipse is good because, like, a lot of the times you give them 1 draw as opposed to them getting, you know, like a bigger plus, or like their plays continuing on. So I think Triple Eclipse is really good right now. Obviously being a quick play helps it tremendously. And then we've got a bunch of 2-ups. 2 Tactics Talent. Sorry, I can't call it Tactics anymore. Thanks, Thrust. I probably would go to 1. I probably would do 1 Thrust and 1 Talent if I had Thrust. But I don't. And then we play 2 Forbidden Chalice. I really like Forbidden Chalice. Just as, like, it works as an Nibiru basically if I hold it, or not as an Nibiru. It works as an impermanence if I'm gonna, like, use it on my turn, which is pretty good. I can set it on the play, and I can also just, you know, as a 6 card, it helps me tear through a board. The attack and the damage step is you know, relevant sometimes. I just think that it's a really versatile and good card right now. So yeah, 2 Forbidden Chalice. Maybe even go to 3 Forbidden Chalice. I don't know. I want to see more tactics. I saw a lot of Chalice and it was really good, but I never saw any tactics in the tournament. In fact, one of the tactics was a Book of Lunar Eclipse before, but I decided to just go for another talent. I might change that even for, like, just a Book of Moon. I think Book of Moon might be better than Book of Lunar Eclipse, just in any deck. Also, I think just Forbidden Chalice is a pretty decent card as well. And then, you know, we're playing Swordsoul, so we played 2 Desires. I didn't know where to put this in the deck. Usually I kind of separate it out by engine. These are non-engine cards, obviously. The only thing that's sad about this is that they, like, trigger Kashtira and, like, banished cards face down. Yeah. It's sad, but Chengyin goes Burr with this thing, so, yeah. All right, for the extra deck, pretty standard. It's a synchro deck, so we play a hell of a lot of synchros. We've gone up since last time. 2 Grandmaster Shishao, obviously. You pretty much need 2, and then... So Mind Hacker, I'll talk about Mind Hacker at the end of the extra deck, I guess, but I'm not really worried too much about getting Mind Hacked, just because I think this deck's got a lot it can do. But yeah, we play the 4, like, you know, Swordsoul cards, Sinister Sovereign, and then Supreme Sovereign. These cards are both, like, amazing. Obviously, if you can make these cards, I mean, this card, like, it just helps you tear through boards so easily. Making it on turn 1's not even bad, because assuming you've got a Shishao to banish a card, you just get, like, a banish of their field and their graveyard whenever you want. If you can make 2 of these somehow, I think there's a few ways in the deck, but none of them are coming to mind immediately. But banishing, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. Chengyin is a really, really strong card. But so is King Longwan. I think King Longwan is underratedly strong. The Swordsoul synchros are just, like, yeah, they're based. Just play the 4. We're not really worrying too much about Mind Hacker. And then, like, these are, like, the best cards in your extra deck. Honestly, just the 2 Boxia. They're just, like, so insane for helping you, like, clear boards, kill people. Yazi is just important because it just is. It's just a, you know, solid ability to kind of make a 7. Like, you know, obviously we don't play any Bystials in the main, but Bystial plus this, or maybe, like, you steal a 6 with tactics plus 1 synchro into Yazi, pop Yazi, synchro into, or get Taya, banish this, and then you can actually get into your Swordsoul stuff. So, unfortunately, you do need Yazi. Yeah, you need Yazi. He's pretty good. Yazi's pretty good. Boxy's second effect comes up a lot as well to, like, you know, recycle, especially if you're making it on, like, turn 3 to, like, kill your opponent. That's enough talking about those guys. But Draco Berserker, still, you know, really strong. Not as strong as it was in tier format, but still a very good card. Dragite. Dragite, it's pretty good. Make it on turn 1. I played Ruddy Rose and Ice Jade. Grimir Agriine. These, so obviously Dragite being the spell negate if you have a water in the graveyard. Ruddy Rose banishes all cards in the graveyard, so it's good versus, like, you know, if the Runic graveyard's got stuff loaded up, or any deck that really, like, uses its graveyard as a resource pile, Ruddy Rose can be good against. And then Ice Jade, Gimir Agriine is a pretty good card. Basically, it says, quick effect, you can make your opponents, or you make your monsters, face-up monsters you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects this turn, and then if this card's in the graveyard and a card is banished, you can, like, resummon it. And also, if you use that card, like, in response to an opponent's card effect, like, if you like chain Ice Jade Grimir to, like, Bestial Magnamute, your opponent has a card with, and like, you have a, wait, what? If this card's activated in response to your opponent's card or effect activation, and your opponent has a card with that name on the field or in the graveyard, you can banish those cards. So I don't know why I couldn't explain that, but basically, like, when they activate in effect, and then you chain, like, so they go Bestial Magnamute. So that's what I thought. If they had, like, a Bestial Magnamute on the field as well, that Bestial Magnamute would be banished. If you chain Agrion to it. So we're not playing Baron because we just don't have it. Probably cut Dragite for it. Dragite is my last card in the extra. And then for the links, you know, we only play one generic link, so the 3 Tenyi links. I don't play triple monk. Maybe I will in the future, especially if I go up on my Tenyi count. But I'm playing double monk and then Line of the Light Charmer. Yeah, you can actually make, like, lights in this deck. So you play Line of the Light Charmer because there's enough light targets in the format. Yeah, it's just pretty good. And then for the side, so I don't have many, like, board breakers because you can't really play Sphere Mode or Lava Golem in this deck because you really need your normal summon bad. But we are playing, like, the Bestials, kind of just, I'll tell you what things are for. Bestials are really good versus, obviously, Math Mech or Sprite, or you see a random tier, or even versus, like, Lab. These cards are just really powerful. Even if the Bestials are just average against the deck, I'll probably end up signing them in out. The Book of Eclipses out, which are specifically in there for Kashtira. But yeah, I mean, Bestials are really good. But they're not good versus everything. Oh yeah, Branded's the other deck you're really trying to hit with this. And then the third talents, yeah, third talents, why not? Duster, yeah. Duster triple Lightning Storm is really what I mean, this is just like Lab and Runic, and any deck that's just going to be setting a bunch of back row, or, you know, if I'm going second and I think my opponent's going to try to floodgate me, a lot of these cards will come in. And then for, like, my going first cards, we just play triple D-Barrier because it's broken, and triple Anti-Spell Fragrance because it's really good, this format. Versus Cash, versus Runic, versus Branded. This card's putting in big work again, which is kind of funny. Anyway, that's going to be it for the deck. You know, it performed really well for me at locals. You know, I'm not playing a ton of events these days, but, you know, I'm just kind of getting back into the game, you know, trying to see what I can see, pretty much. I'm sure a lot of you guys who've played Yu-Gi-Oh! For years know how it feels to skip a format and try to figure out how to get back in, and what's actually good and what's not good. So I figured I'd just keep you guys in the loop on what I'm iterating. I think this deck's pretty good. I think Swordsoul's got a very strong place in the meta. And I think that, like, barring, you know, an insane Cash player or not an insane cash play, barring an insanely good cash hand and like you not drawing any board breakers, you could actually like suffer pretty bad. I don't know if this deck's actually gonna be shuffled up, but see if we can't get a hand going. Yeah, you see it's not very shuffled up at all. Yep, and we bricked. 6 cards save us. It didn't. We didn't shuffle properly, obviously, because all of our non-engine cards are together with one worm. So, but anyway, that's not typically what you're drawing. I mean, like, these are more, this was a lot more typical of the hands that I was seeing at locals, and these hands were incredible. And they pretty much got me there all day. I mean, this, like, barely gets you there, because you actually have to go, like, Incredible Ecclesia Tribute. But anyway, the deck is not really properly shuffled, but I think I've been rambling for long enough at this point. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you guys have any ideas on where Swordsoul's going this format, let me know. I know, sad I don't have Baron, but I actually don't think Baron comes up that frequently. Like, versus Rogue and in, like, really simplified game states are, like, the only time you really are wanting Baron. But I did want it in one of my matches, but I was able to win anyway. And I think that there's a lot of situations where maybe Baron is just what you want because it makes it, like, easier. But you can still win without it. Obviously, play Baron if you don't have Baron. I'm not trying to shame anybody playing Baron or anything. That sounded very, very like, you rely on powerful cards. No, it's like, I just don't have Baron. Alex is using it. Obviously, use Baron, guys. It's been your boy, Neosynthesis. Been rambling on for quite some time here at the end, but see you guys next time. Peace.